Hi everyone, we have another update video where I'm excited to tell you about our new grade weighting feature. So you can now set grades, so a test would count more than a quiz and a quiz would count more than a worksheet. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Let's go ahead and get into the app. As you can see, I'm in the app and I'm in the curriculum tab, which is where you need to be to turn this on. Right now, it is not on in your account. You must turn it on. But your grades are still the same because all assignments count equally. So a worksheet counts the same as a test. And that's actually what you're changing with this feature. So in order to turn on grade weighting, you'll go into the subject and you'll find the course that you would like to update. So let's go into world history here. I'm going to edit the course. And then as you can see, world history, that grade weighting is off and I'm going to toggle it on. When I toggle it on, you're going to see that it starts out in simple mode. So essentially this means that tests and quizzes are taken out individualized, and then all other assignments are in a pool. And you can set this right here. So the default is going to be 50% for tests, 20% for quizzes, and 30% for all other assignments. Now you can change this to whatever you want. Let's just say you want tests to be 30%. But then you'll notice down here that the current total is 80%, but it needs to be 100. You actually can't save until this is 100 to make sure that your grades are accurate. So then let's say you want quizzes to be 20%, that's fine. And then you actually want all other assignments to count more, and then that's 100%. So all you would do is save, and then that would update for the grade weight. So now you can actually then see that we have detailed. Now detailed are all of the assignment types inside of this course. Now assignment types are now only tied to that course. So if you make a poem assignment type, it's not going to show up in math anymore. It's just going to show up in language. So as you can see here, we have Roman Empire project here. So maybe that counts for 50% of the grade. And then maybe your tests count for 20%. And then you actually they're going to do some homework in here. That's going to count for 10. And then maybe they will do some worksheets that you will create. So maybe that'll count for 10. Oh, see, made a mistake there. 10. And then maybe they'll have some quizzes and that will count for 10 as well. And then what you notice here that lessons don't count at all towards the grade. Reading, video, whatever. You can edit your assignment types inside your courses now. It's only going to be for hit this, so you can remove all unnecessary assignment types. There's a lot that are default, but you can remove those if you don't need them. And then you can set the grade weights for each individual assignment type. And then as long as it equals 100, you're going to be able to update the course. So now that we know how to turn on grade weights and manage the settings, let's go ahead and take a look at the new assignment types in the lesson planner. So if you go to lesson planner like typical, everything looks the same, and you go to a course. Let's go to biology here. Now, when you edit an assignment type, you'll notice here that it says simplified weighting rule. So remember, we had tests, quizzes, and all other assignments. So if you want a different assignment type to count as the test, you can actually set that here by clicking test or quizzes. But if you notice that test is actually none, because what I've done here is I've actually made worksheets the test type, just to show you how it works. And then we have quizzes, which quizzes is the quiz type here. So I've saved that. And now if we go to the gradebook, so that's how you can set. So say if I want to make tests, the tests again, I can just go ahead and make tests the test, and I can save those changes. And now tests will count for the test score in the simplified weighting. But I'm actually going to change this back because I want to use it to show you something. So now worksheets count as tests. And if we go back into tests, it says none. So now let's go to the gradebook and then see how Peter Parker is doing in biology. So we are in the gradebook, and if you can see in biology, Peter Parker has a 51%. That is an F. Let's see why. If we click into it, he has one anatomy worksheet. Now remember, we set worksheets to count as the tests, and he's got a 1%. So if that 1% is a 50% weight, well, then he essentially has a 50% in the class. But everything else counts for 50% as well. And even though he has 100%, he's still got a 51. So he's got 100% in these two assignments. That counts for half of his final grade. He's got a 1% in tests, or worksheet in this case, and that counts for half of his grade. So now he has a 51. But let's go back to curriculum. Let's play around with it here. That was biology. So I'm going to hit edit course. And as you can see, it is 50% tests and 50% all other assignments. So I'm going to change tests to 1%. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change test to 0%. And then I'm going to change all other assignments to 100%. Now I'm going to go ahead and update the course. And I'm going to go back to the gradebook. And as we can see, now Peter Parker has a perfect 100% in biology because the test, the worksheet that is marked as his test, doesn't count at all towards his grade. Everything else counts, and it's a lab and a quiz, and he has 100% there. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how to play around and use the grade weighting. Many curriculums come with their own suggested grade weights. You can now plug those directly into the app. And I know many of you were waiting for this feature, so happy to have it out. It was a little bit tougher than some of the others. The next one is going to be the curriculum features, which we're currently working on. Really excited about that. The pattern planning, the auto generation of titles, and then being able to put assignment details like info and notes into all of a certain assignment type. Really excited about that coming hopefully within the next couple of weeks. If you have any questions, let me know. hello@homeschooler.app. And I'm very, very thankful for each and every one of you. And please share. Please tell others about us. It really, really helps us to help get the word out about us. And yeah, we hope you enjoy grade weighting. Thanks.